Another week down, another week closer to the playoffs. Not for Vikings fans. I'm sorry, you guys. 13% to make the playoffs. Not exactly great right now. The Vikings need a lot of help. It's not even funny as to how much help they need. Like, it's just, it is what it is at this point. It's one of those things where let's just limp to the finish line and just see how this goes. So right now the NFC and the AFC playoff races are getting wild. Now I know we have touched on this ad nauseum quite a bit, but things are getting dicey, and I am really excited for how this is going to end because well, what's the metaphor? Like you see like two trains heading for each other, and you just can't not look away. Like that's exactly what this is. Like, and if you take a look here at the NFC and AFC playoff pictures, a lot going on. Now the NFC isn't that crazy. I mean, you got a couple teams. The Packers and Cowboys have both clinched their divisions, and as you can see in our handy dandy little notes here, still figuring out our Excel skills. So please be patient with us. The Packers and Cowboys have clinched their divisions. Packers 12-3. Going to play my Vikings, great. The Cowboys 11-4 go on to play the Cardinals, and once again the Cowboys have clinched their division, which is wild. Like that, the NFC East is, I don't know, it's closer than you think. It really is. Well, Cowboys and Eagles, but anyway. So you got the Cowboys and the 2 seed there. You got the Rams who've just clinched a playoff spot. They are at 11-4, but they haven't clinched their division yet. Still a lot that can happen there. Bucks 11-4 have clinched a playoff spot. Go to play the Jets. The Rams will go play the Ravens, by the way. Cardinals have made the playoffs despite a recent slide, 10-5, going to play the Cowboys. That's tough. And then also you've got the 49ers and Eagles. If the season were to end today, they would be in the playoffs. They're technically in the hunt right now. On the bubble are my Vikings. It's like old Yeller. Just put us out of our misery. Anyway, then you got the Falcons there. Go play the Bills, 7-8. So, there's a lot. The NFC is kind of spoken for the most part. There's a couple of little things and niches going on here and there, but I expect the Vikings to lose in Lambeau and their playoff dreams be shattered like everything else this year. Then also you see in the AFC, this is wild. So the Chiefs have clinched their division and a playoff spot, but that's it. That is it. And it's like, okay, well, that's wild. Like the AFC as well. You got the Dolphins at 10-5, who play the Dolphins, who, by the way, I mean, they've won 7 straight after going 1-7 to start out the season. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy right now. The Dolphins have come back from hell. You want to talk about Al Pacino's speech? Just climbs out of the depths of hell any given Sunday. Love the speech. Dolphins right now hot and figuring out a way to win. Bengals 9-6 right now. They go to play the Chiefs, and they are first in the AFC North right now. But I mean, nothing is for certain yet. The Bengals still have to come out and finish business. The Ravens are still, believe it or not, I don't believe they're in the bubble right now. The Chargers and Raiders are, but you never know with this division. It's just, it's going to be a wild finish. The Bills at 9-6. They go to play the Falcons. The Bills, they have all the talent in the world. I'm really hoping they can finish out and get a playoffs. But I really want Stephon Diggs to win championships. I do. I really do. Then you got the Colts at 9-6. They go to play the Raiders. Now that's a big game for both teams. Now the Raiders are currently on the bubble at 8-7. And I feel like the Raiders are kind of one of those teams that they're like the Vikings in a lot of ways. Like they keep flirting with disaster, and the Vikings are no better. There's so many things that honestly, if they were to go, like one play was to go different, the Raiders would be probably a top 5 team right now in the AFC. So I don't know. It's weird. It really is. But so far the Colts they're picking themselves up. They look pretty tough. But if the Raiders can go in there and take care of business, that can definitely do some good things for them. Patriots now 9-6, go to play the Jaguars. They should pick that win up. But it's kind of one of those things where the NFL is any given Sunday. It truly is. Anything can happen, and that's what you love about it. That is absolutely what you love about it. Because you really don't know what's going to happen because it's just the NFL. You love it. Then you go in the 7th seed there in the AFC. You got the Dolphins who sit at 8-7. Like we said, started out 1-7 and then have won 7 straight. You want to talk about picking yourself up. Just climbing out of the depths of hell, like we said, with Al Pacino. Just how does that start out? 3 minutes until the biggest battle of our professional lives. Okay, I'm going to stop before I cough out a lung. But I will say that the Dolphins have found a way to they've rallied. They have absolutely rallied right now, and they're finding a way to get back into it. And it's honestly, the Dolphins should have been a playoff team last year. This year they're in right now, but there's a lot that can change, and hopefully hopefully they can still find their way into it, because the Dolphins are a quality team. They are a team that is tough to figure out, and plus they have figured it out themselves over the past 7 games. So I'm really hoping that they can find a way to take it to the Titans. I know the Titans are tough. They're still finding a way to win, and but I still think it's a very winnable game for both teams. Man, this is what you love about the NFL. It comes down to literally week 18, and that's really what you play to win the game. You play to win the game, and that's also another thing. Vikings fans right now are all rooting for the Packers. I would sooner jump on a sharp shovel than root for the Packers, because that's just something you don't do as a real fan. You need to be real about it, I just need to say this for all Vikings fans: stop rooting for the Packers. Support your team. Just stop it. If you're a Vikings fan, act like it. All right, now. Like they were, what they third, fourth seed back in the day, or fifth seed, can't remember where they were at, but we would call them the biggest sleeper team. And now they go to play the Broncos. That should be a winnable game. The Broncos are still, from what I realize, like I know the Broncos are basically out of it. It's very small chance to make the playoffs, but that just shows you how competitive this entire AFC has been. Not the AFC North, not the AFC West, the entire AFC. Even though the vast majority of these teams still in the hunt are from the AFC West and the AFC North. But the point is, those two divisions are just so competitive, and it's really been incredible to see, because I know, and you know, that as we get closer to the playoffs, things just tend to unfold and just get wild. But the Chargers, like we said, 8-7, going to find a way to stay alive here and hopefully find a way into the playoffs, because they are that talented of a team. I feel like they should be in the top 5 mix here. But there's just been some teams that have surged, like the Dolphins, that have knocked them out of contention. But it's interesting. Now, the Raiders, we have covered them extensively over the past couple of months. 8-7. 2-game win streak here. Now, the Raiders have a chance here to find a way to get into the playoffs. Now, their defense as of late has been bailing them out. Like, it is literally like the Vikings back in 2017 when our offense was pretty good. Actually, it was pretty good. So I kind of take that back a little bit. But for the vast majority of the year before, the years before that, when Zimmer was head coach, defense always bailed us out, and offense would struggle at times. And that's exactly what you got with the Raiders these last couple of weeks. That their defense has been playing very well, getting pressure on the quarterback, stopping the run, which they will need to do against Jonathan Taylor, who is just, Jonathan Taylor is playing out of his mind right now. I feel like he should honestly be at least in the conversation because for MVP, because he over 1,600 rushing yards, 17 touchdowns this year. Has also already caught the same amount of passes he did last year, 36 for 336 and 2 touchdowns. Total of 19 touchdowns. Gonna have over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Like, he's it, including he's only had 180, like one game below 100 yards in the last 8 games. So yeah, he is absolutely balling right now, playing. Man, he's playing very well. He's a tough guy to stop. And plus, the Raiders historically, before these last 2 weeks, have had a tougher time stopping the football, stopping the run. Figure it out, Golden. Stopping the run and the pass, but their defense, like we said, has found a way to get it together. And you know what? And it's just such a weird transition. Usually you see Derek Carr trying to fight for his life, trying to keep that team in contention. But now these last couple of weeks, their defense has stepped up. And if we're being honest, if they find a way to sneak in, I wouldn't be shocked, but I would be elated, because that team has went through a lot this year. It's honestly like the Vikings. It really is like the Vikings. But yeah, that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, other than that, like we said, Cardinals and the 49ers and the Eagles, those two teams, the 49ers and the Eagles, are still in the playoff race, or in the hunt. Cardinals have clinched a spot somehow. It's crazy. But 49ers, Eagles, it's just so, like, the rest of the NFC after those 2 playoff spots are wide open right now. Anything can happen. And again, that's why you love it. That's what you hope happens, because this is the NFL. This is where it's time to nut up or shut up, like our favorite Zombieland quote from Woody Harrelson. So yeah, really excited to see how this all ends, and it's going to be really interesting. So but yeah, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Great transition, right? In the description down below, you'll find all of our social social media platforms and our website. Check out our website at thesportsbeatpodcast.com. Also in the description down below, you'll find our link to our social media. Again, give us a like and a follow there. And our link to iTunes, which give us a like and a sub. We'd greatly appreciate it. And then also, finally, if you have anything you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comments section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the updated post-Week 16 NFL playoff pictures. Yeah.